Live here from GEEKLETES Studios, it is another round of Spot on Sports. Of course, you know who these two guys are right here. It's Tony Monk and Bruce Taylor, host of Spot on Sports Radio on KKEI FM Radio. And we are filling in for the famous B-Walk as usual as he goes and
where did he go?
Does what he do best.
You're traveling the world again?
You know how he is, man.
Come
you gotta go be famous, be a celebrity.
We're paying you, but you don't gotta leave us every week.
We got a good topics for you guys today as we get started. The Browns selected their quarterback of the future with the number one pick of the NFL draft, Baker Mayfield. Yet head coach Hugh Jackson says he is committed to the supposed starting quarterback Tyrod Taylor, whom they acquired in the trade from Buffalo. Bruce Taylor, we get into it. Who will be the starting quarterback come week one? Will it be Baker Mayfield or Tyrod Taylor?
I mean, honestly, man, we would love to see Baker start. I mean, I think he could probably win the locker room over in the preseason. But I think Hugh Jackson will go into the season with a veteran, a poised guy, a leader of men as well, champion.
Right.
I think Tyrod started off, man. But if Tyrod messes up, we talking about in the half. He has a short leash. I mean, I'm talking like really, really short. So if he's throwing interceptions or if it's not coming together on the football field, you will see Baker Mayfield out there, man, really, really soon. Sooner than what you thinking, man. Real talk.
Short leashes, that's an overstatement. I mean, you're bringing in this guy, and you wouldn't have acquired him from Buffalo if you was going to bring him in on a short leash. I mean, yeah, you have Baker Mayfield. He is the number one pick in the draft. But, I mean, Tyrod Taylor is set up to not fail. I mean, you have Jarvis Landry. You got Josh Gordon, your guy. Yeah, you drafted Chubb in the second round of the draft. I mean, where could the failure? You got to remember, this guy can win games. He did it at Buffalo. He led Buffalo to the playoffs last year, despite Buffalo wanting him out of there.
That's all fine and dandy, amongst Tyrod. Like I said,
I think you want Tyrod.
When you have a number one overall draft pick, though, man, the fans are gonna be clamoring for him to get in and get his shine on, man. So understand whether or not Tyrod is not set up to lose. If the fan base, if the front office feels like, hey, we need to see what Baker can do. Can he get us some wins? Well, Baker Mayfield will be in there.
But you don't have to throw Baker into the fray year one just because the fans playing.
It's not about throwing him into the fray. It's about can he, when you see is he a leader of men? Will he get you more wins on the football field?
No.
You don't know. How you gonna say no? You don't know, no. Tony. What?
No.
Boy, let me tell you something. Anyway. You can't say no. You don't know what the man can do. You don't know how he galvanizes people. You don't know if he is going to get the playbook down. You don't know any of these things, man. And look, if the Browns didn't feel like they didn't want him to play, why would they go get him in the first pick? The first. Oh, did you have Saquon going overall first?
I did.
And what did the Browns do?
They
so that meant that they feel highly of this guy, right? A walk-on. 2 schools.
So tell me.
I said a Heisman winner, Tony Monk. Don't disrespect Baker Mayfield like that again.
What division are the Browns in?
The AFC North.
Who's in this division?
You got the Steelers.
Okay.
You got the Steelers.
Okay. The Bengals.
The
Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yeah, I'm just
saying. And they all play outside.
I'm not throwing, and this is no shade to Baker Mayfield because you know I was high on Mayfield. I'm not throwing him into. Yes, I was. I'm trying to do that.
Run the tape back.
Don't he's with his trusted tape thing. Every time you say that, you're wrong. Every time you say that, you're wrong. Listen.
Okay.
I need him to get a year. And it's okay. Like I said, even if we know with Hugh Jackson and the team that has only won one game in the last 2 seasons, just because Tyrod comes in and possibly he makes a mistake or something, are we really predicting the Browns to have a winning record this year anyway?
But that's the point. If you're not going to have a winning record, let's go and get my guy in there, get his feet wet, let him see defenses, let him see against the rival teams he'll play against in the division for the next, 10, 12 plus years, we hope. If you're going to have a losing record, you might well throw him in there, let him get his stats up. You had Kaz in there last year. You had Logan in there last year. You trying to tell me if Tyrod is making plays that it is not, progressing the team to a winning record? Come on, bro. We're going to throw Baker Mayfield in there and let him get his feet wet.
Well, one thing I do know, the Browns are set up, at least listen to the first 4 games.
Okay.
The Steelers. They got the Broncos. They got the Jets. They got the Raiders. I mean, only one of these teams had a winning season last year, and that's the Steelers. Will they win game 1? Most likely not. I mean, you're facing Ben Roethlisberger, and you know you got Antonio Brown.
That ain't always true. The Steelers struggled last year in their first game of the season, so it's not. Let me tell you something. It's any given Sunday. Just because we know the traditional teams and they have championships, you can't sit here and say that when they come out on Sunday, those boys are going to win or lose. We thought the Jacksonville Jaguars were going to lose when they went up to Heinz Field. Did we not?
Yeah, that's true.
40-9.
That boy
okay. So you got to know that they don't have film on Baker Mayfield. They don't know what he likes or what he dislikes. They don't know what routes he can throw when it comes to Josh Gordon or Landry or any of these guys. You don't know what the running game will look like with Nick Chubb, and you don't know what the defense was a top 10 rushing defense last year.
Right.
So you add a guy from Ohio State at that cornerback in Ward to solidify the passing defense. Now you don't know how this thing comes together, man. So will they be in the playoffs? No, but could they win 6 to 8 games with Baker at the helm? I feel like they could.
My thing with the Browns is to keep from being a more chaotic team.
True.
You stay within the confines of what you said to do. We know Tyrod Taylor was a bridge quarterback. Allow him to be the bridge, even in the losing season. I mean, like I'm just saying, I don't have to throw Baker out there. Yeah, there will be a time when Baker touches the field, but it just won't be this year.
Well, let me tell you something. That's just like if my guy would have never put Dakota Prescott in, huh? Or when Romo came back, if they would have said, let's just throw Romo in there because he's gonna bridge Prescott into the future. Did we do that, or did we roll with what the best player gave us?
But it's two different scenarios. You roll with a hot hand 8 games in.
I'm just saying though. But did Dak not look good in the preseason that year?
That's vanilla. That's vanilla football.
Once again, the defense doesn't have the eye in the sky doesn't lie. So they don't have film on Baker. They don't know what you gonna know what Tyrod can do. You seen Tyrod work at Baltimore. That's practice film. That's in the game. You seen him at Buffalo.
But I know he can win games too.
I mean,
he's 22 and 20 as a starter. I mean, yeah, his record is close, but that's a winning record. No matter how you roll it, it's a winning record, bro.
Boy, get out of here. Nobody care about no 2 games above 500. Tyrod is an okay quarterback. I love Tyrod. It's my cousin. Shout out to all the Taylors, man. Don't be disrespectful on camera, man. We got fans out here watching this, man. Shout out to Tyrod, man. Tyrod. Baker gonna take.
We will see how disrespectful Ben Roethlisberger was in the case of 3rd round draft pick Mason Rudolph, and his comments were they fair. We'll get into that on Spot on Sports when we return. Last week, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger guest starred on 93.7's The Fans Cook and Pony Show and had some interesting things to say about the Steelers drafting quarterback Mason Rudolph in the 3rd round of the NFL draft.
I think he's a great football player. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure he's a great kid. I just don't know how, backing up or being the 3rd round, who knows where he's going to fall in the depth chart, but helps us win now. But, that's not my decision to make. That's on the coaches and the GM and owner and those kind of things. So if they feel like he can help our team, so be it. But I was a little surprised.
See, we take a look and react to his comment. Are Big Ben's comments toward Mason fair?
I mean, I think they are. Why am I trying to help out a young pup like that? You understand me? At this point in my career, I'm looking for championships. And I know at this point in my career that this guy that they drafted is trying to push me out of my position, man. So why am I here trying to make good with the guy? Am I supposed to be making pancakes with him? We not with the friendly stuff, okay? Shout out to the nation. Basically, it's a competition thing, man. Now, of course, when you learn certain things from me, how I buckle my chin strap up, get my water for me, paint the yard for me sometime. But you would never learn the nuances of what I really did learn by the experience that they put me into the warfare. And I agree with Ben. I do personally. Did Brett Favre help Aaron Rodgers out? Hell no. But is Aaron Rodgers still great? Hell, you understand me? So don't let what Roethlisberger said or did not say, sway how you feel about it.
First of all, Bruce, I'm appalled that you can feel this way because Ben Roethlisberger is a hypocrite. All right? Okay. Tommy Maddox. We all remember him, starting quarterback before Ben Roethlisberger.
Bruh.
Do you remember when Big Ben stepped forward and said, and I quote, "I would not be the guy I am today if it weren't for Maddox."
Bro, he's just trying to show He's just trying to show a little, just be a little humble.
He stepped out and said that years ago, Bruce.
He was lying. He didn't have how many concussions he didn't have. He fell off a bike years ago. That man don't remember what he said. He said that, man, somebody probably asked him. Him and T probably good, had a couple of dinners. He don't care about that.
Listen. We all know why the Steelers drafted a quarterback in the first 3 rounds of the draft. You remember when the Jaguars smacked the Steelers 30-9? Big Ben threw how many interceptions? 5.
It was 40.
40-9. It's even worse. What did he say in that interview? I don't think I got it anymore.
He was emotional.
Retired.
It was an emotional game.
Hey,
it takes a lot out of it.
Listen. Ben is 36.
Son.
Look, it's okay. Mason wasn't drafted to play now.
No.
Ben know he is the unseeded starter. And will be for the next couple of years.
I'm just confused because just a while ago we was talking about Tyrod and Baker and you was all on me about how
I just told you he don't have to play now, bro. He's not going to play now. But Baker doesn't have to play now.
But Mason can come in and get all he should start.
No, I'm not saying. I did not say he should start.
I'm just trying to clarify to the next.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
Because you a lot of these folks and come back and tell me that you didn't see it. Not me. To the nation.
Listen.
To the nation.
Listen.
Okay.
Nation. All right.
He's speaking.
What happens if Big Ben gets hurt? And Mason is your backup, but you refuse to teach this guy the nuances of the NFL. But you want to point to the playbook? You can't tell him just go check it out.
Yeah, you can't teach nobody nothing in the NFL. You know what you learn from experience, getting out there in the wars, man. You understand me? Coming out with war wounds, man. You understand me? I can't tell you because you know what. Mason doesn't have the same skill set as Ben Roethlisberger. Understand what I'm saying? Huh? It's certain stuff that Tommy Maddox probably thought he did teach Ben, and Ben just learned it out there on his own because he was like, I got the athleticism to do this and finesse this. I can't teach you certain things.
What's the issue of teaching a young guy?
Look,
behind you? What's the issue with that?
Let me tell you something, Monk. You when your little protege come up on you, Tony Monk Jr., and he all up on you, all up on brown nosing you, trying to see every little thing you do. When you realize, like, he kind of learned everything I did, do a little better. And he younger. He might even look better. He gonna try to get you out this seat, man. Ain't gonna be no more SOS Tony Monk. It's gonna be Tony Monk Jr. running the show.
Much respect to the Super Bowl winning quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. Two-time. All right. But you step forward after the season that you had.
What you mean? What was the season?
I'm not saying as if the season was bad, but the season for him mentally. All right, you're saying what he said following the Jaguars off. Did you turn back around? You lose to
that was week 3 of last year, man. Well, did they?
That was in October.
Did they not go to the playoffs?
They did, but look.
Okay, that's
you step out and you say that you wish they had drafted someone who could make an impact in the third round. You got 2 guys like that in the first and second, Bruce. Did you not get Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker? Did you not go get James Washington to help him? They help him.
Well, James Washington looked like somebody shot him in the face with a whole bunch of BB. Anyway, it don't matter, man. Okay, what Ben is saying is his time is ticking. Okay, and me trying to mentor some little young kid, I ain't got time, G. I need somebody who's going to help me, help Lady Young if Lady Young tripping today, help A. Beasley if A. Beasley tripping today, help me. Give me a lineman, somebody.
They just got James Washington, drafted another receiver.
James Washington can't do nothing.
How do you know?
What was the thing we just said about Dez? What's wrong with Dez Bryant, Nation? He can't run routes. All he can do is run straight line. What is James Washington?
A straight line receiver.
Thank you. I knew you was gonna say it. No routes in his ankles, okay? And his tendons in the knees down, the man can't run routes. And that's why Ben said these things. Get somebody like DJ Moore who can help A. Beasley out. Help Juju out, man. Le'Veon talking about retiring because we ain't trying to pay him $20 million a year.
As a seasoned veteran quarterback, you think a guy like Ben would have some class to be able to say, "Hey Mason, you got any questions? Come to me." Look. He already knows, and especially look. Ben has the nerve to step out after they drafted Mason. So I can play another 3 or 4 years. Yet during the season, you wasn't sure. What changed?
Look, bro. Have you ever played football in the middle of the season? Your body been aching and hurting, huh? You got homework due, but you can't do your homework because you tired, huh? How about doing school when you gotta go work out and you're sweating and you don't want to go hug your girl because you know you smell like dick? Huh? It happens to the best of us. Huh? From little league to the professional league. Everybody think about just chilling out sometime, man. It's a toll mentally, physically, and spiritually, man. Shout out to the nation.
You know you're full of it. You saying that. I just want you to know that you're full of it.
I'm just trying to let you know that Ben Roethlisberger ain't gotta be friendly to nobody, and this is a competitive league, and everybody that get drafted is here to replace somebody. And why would I go be friendly and help somebody gonna replace me in 2-3 years?
All right, Brooks, I got you. The long-awaited matchup in the Western Conference Finals will pit the Houston Rockets against the Golden State Warriors. Harden and Paul have been waiting for the opportunity to unseat the champs, but Draymond Green thinks different. Let's see what he had to say.
Man, we won 2 championships in 3 years. We're not about to run off talking about how bad we want to play somebody. Like, we want to win another championship. And it don't matter who's in the way of that. If you in the way of that, then you happen to be in the way. But, we're not about to run around like, we want to play them in the conference finals for what? Like, it don't matter to us who we play. However, we got them. All right, now let's get it. We get to it now. But it makes no sense for us to run around, we want them as bad as they want us for what?
Bruce, can Houston upset the Warriors?
No, they cannot. Shout out to Jimmy Chan, shout out to Jay Prince and them boys. Shout out to the warehouse and whatnot. But no, they can't. They can't, man. The Warriors are back at full strength. You got K Dizzle, Durantula, You got Klay Thompson, one half of the Splash Brothers. Guy like Draymond from Sad Nasty. Shout out to all my Michigan friends, man. All my Detroit partners, man. Real talk. And of course, Stephen Curry. The bad man, from 32 down the field. You understand me? Look, I love Jay Hard. Left hand, slickster. Chris Paul, he my guy. Wake Forest. Chris Paul been getting mixed and matched by the Golden State Warriors for the last 5 years. What different is going to happen this time? James Harden, I like him. He only scored 6 points when it comes to elimination games, man. Even his last past game, who scored the most points? Chris Paul, 40, 10, no turnovers. Those are good stat lines. You didn't hear about James Harden. Had a normal night, didn't he? Right. Because you know what? James Harden, he's a superstar, but he's not a killer. Not a killer instinct, man. And when you got a guy like Draymond who can defend the pick and roll, he can defend all 5 positions, but when the guy's on the pick and roll, we will see the domination, man. And when that pick and roll's not working, they have a lot of isolation ball. Now, if they're going to slow the game down,
then Paul will be best
and make it isolation, everybody,
right?
Then by all means, I say Game 7 in H-Town to the wire. And you got to make the shots. You're not making shots, you're going to live and die by that 3, man. Everybody knows that D'Antoni doesn't coach defense. But a guy like Steve Kerr, with Jordan Bell, with a guy like Curry and Clay and Jordan, they play defense. Zaza. You understand me? They play, even though it doesn't look like it all the time, they play defense, man, efficiently. So I think and the Warriors have been here. The year they lost in the finals, they were lollygagging and BSing around. They're here for a goal. Like Draymond said, it's nothing else to talk about. They want us and we want them. Let's go Bob, man. But yeah, GS Dub, let's go.
And that's why I think we can draw the line in the sand for Houston.
Mm-hmm.
When, especially what D'Antoni said last year when they lost in the playoffs.
Yeah,
we got some tricks up our sleeves for Golden State. Golden State's in the Western Conference Finals. What's above that? The finals. If your goal is just Golden State, to me, you've already lost the battle. Well, and listen, first of all, you got 4 elite players, 4 of the best in the NBA.
Yeah.
You got Durant, Curry, Splash Brothers, Draymond, one of the best defensive players. The matchup isn't even there, and there's no shade to Clint Capella and Paul, because when all those guys are together, they're 50-5.
Right.
But we're talking about the Warriors. You got to throw that out the window.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that, and in much respect to Steve Kerr and what he's done, because he's retooled that offense, especially when Jackson was there, he built that team from the ground up, and then Kerr took it over.
Right.
It's all going to be about the matchup. And the thing is shooting. People are going to look for the Rockets to try to outshoot the Warriors. When it's really at the end of the day, it's going to appreciate the defense.
True.
Like you said.
True.
You're not too much of a fan of Harden and D'Antoni because They don't play defense.
No defense.
The Warriors play defense.
They do.
And a really good defensive team.
Top 5, top 10.
Exactly. So when we're talking about if you're not controlling the game, if Paul's not as effective, and Paul has to be effective. Harden has to play like an MVP for 4 straight games. That's the question.
And that's the look. You gotta understand when you saying that's how Capella gets going. When CP's out there, he's finding different players, man. Now understand this: if H-Town's bench can come through from Gordon and Green and those guys, if they can come through and outscore the Warriors bench, they can keep the team in there scratching until the starters get back in, man. But when the starters get back in, that's when Draymond's out there defending Jay Harden at a crucial moment. The shot clock's winding down. It's the fourth quarter. Can James Harden make that play? Can he be the smooth operator he is and get to the hole without being clumsy or turning the ball over or looking for a foul call? Because this the finals, man.
And that's my thing. Will the stage be too big for Houston supporting cast? Will it be too big for?
I think so. I mean, this is Chris Paul's first time being here. This guy ain't never scratched it. You understand? He was in New Orleans, Oklahoma, both the same, whatnot. He was in LA where you had a dominant team, Lob City. This is your first time ever coming to the Western Conference Finals, man. And it's been a hard road for him. Tim Duncan, Dirk, Kobe.
Right.
You've had Hall of Fame guys, but don't think that you haven't had a good team as well. So will the moment be too big? You got Stephen Curry, man. I mean, I think he gets up under people's skin. Like, I think him smiling still and the shoulder shrugs and just shooting from whenever, however, even if he misses a make, I think it really gets to people, man. And I think Chris Paul mentally, he may be thinking like, I've lost most of the battles with this guy. Can I come through for my team?
I say Houston they'll get 2 games.
No,
I'll give them 2. I say they maybe a game 2 because I think the Warriors will take that first one and take back what was supposed to be home field advantage for the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
We want that game 7 in Houston, but it's not going to get to that game 7 in Houston.
I mean, you talking about some real live battles between games 2 through 5.
Oh yes,
exactly. Because even if one does go to Golden State or whatnot, we're talking about when we go to Oakland and back to the Oracle, James Harden has to snatch the soul out of the Oracle at least one game.
And people may refer back to the January game where the Houston beat the Golden State 116-108.
Yeah.
But that's the regular season.
Oh yeah.
And the Warriors have been a team known to what? Coach during the regular season.
Yeah.
And what have they done in the playoffs?
Come on now, man.
They turned it up, even without Steph Curry.
You got a guy like Tony Montana at the Pelicans have a chance against them.
Look, I don't know how I was running the drunk on the Pelican suit, all right?
You got a guy like Tony Montana and LeBron is not going to get back to where he is.
Yeah, you just better be happy that man Kyrie Irving got hurt. All right?
We swept the number 1 seed. Can I get any luck? Never mind. We're not even on the Eastern Conference Final right now. H-Town, what you better do, man, you better play defense and you better make crucial plays at crucial moments.
Guys, appreciate you for tuning in to this episode of Spot on Sports. Come in, rate, subscribe, drop us a like, click that subscribe button. I know you see it right there. This is Spot on Sports. Stay tuned for more.